Yes. So, hi everyone. So, today we are here to understand more about the Designer Launcher of Ignition. So, in this demo, we will cover all the segments we have in the Designer Launcher. So, let's get started. So, over here we have like the default Designer Launcher, which will be generated after we install the Designer Launcher. Once we click on this, I have already set up the sites. So please go through the demo in which we have configured the site. And once you configured your own site, you can directly log into this and click on the Open Designer, and you can see the designer part of the site. Let's wait for a minute to set it up. So over here, you need to add use the credentials which you have configured while setting up your Ignition. So I'm using admin and password, which I've used. Login. Now it will ask for the site which you need to log in. So we are working on the Denmark site. So I'm going to open this project. So as you can see, it's like importing all the modules we have in the Designer Launcher, the SFC, SQL Bridge, reporting. And now this is the default screen or the default page we land when we launch the Designer Launcher of a site. In this screen, you can see like we have few segments here. Like in the left hand side portion, you can see it is a project browser part. Another thing is we have adjacent to this is tag browser. Then we have vision property editor, component palette. We'll go with, and over here, like you can see the vision windows and templates. We'll go with each segment in this demo. So in this part, we will cover only the project browser tag. What are the modules we have in this one? And so far, for the each segment, we will cover in following modules. So let's get started with the project browser. First one is the alarm notification pipelines. So alarm notification pipelines are basically, in this we can create a flowchart or like pipelines or the method in which we need to create procedure where we are sending notifications or alarms to a customer. In this we can refer like when it is need to be triggered, who to whom it needs to send, and which condition is need to be triggered. So these are kind of things we can like configure in this alarm notification pipelines. Moving on to the sequential function chart. So sequential function chart is similar to the flow charts. In this we can like create a flow chart and tell like which step need to be followed after the other. If we are creating a script and we need to like do a sequential flow, and after one first step is completed, we need to follow up to the second step. So this is the segment we can create a flowchart, and through this it will execute each and every step. We can do it like in a for the looping part also, and it can be like a definite steps in this one. Moving on to the scripting part. So scripting part consists of two events, two segments. First one is the gateway event, and the second thing is the project library. If we talk about like the gateway events, so gateway events are helped to like run the script on the gateway end. Whether if a project is running or not at the client side, it doesn't matter. If the gateway is running, we can like the script is going to execute. You can like open this gateway event from the scripting section under gateway events, or you can like go to this project part and open this gateway events. So there are two ways to check these settings. So yeah, if you click on this gateway events, you can see like there are some methods we have already configured. We have like by default we have. So we can configure link our scripts through these pre-setups. Like we have a startup. Whenever we want to execute a specific script or multiple script, whenever the ignition project is start or like saved, any changes we need to save, we save, and it's relaunched the vision version. So that time this startup script will run. And in the update portion, whenever we save any changes and we want to execute any specific script, we can refer this one. We all just need to like put the path here of the project or sorry, the script. So we can like directly go and paste it here and click on apply. We can directly use it. Similarly, with a shutdown, whenever the vision or whenever the project or gateway run is closed, so we can we can trigger the script from here. Timer is like we want to trigger a script every 30 seconds or 50 seconds, 65 minutes. So we can do like go to the settings part over here, name the script, add your seconds here, milliseconds here, and if enable it as true. If you want to like delay type is as a fixed delay or the fixed rate, you can select these respective settings. And the thread would be like shared or dedicated depending on your settings or requirements. So it will be like this. If you like click on this, you can configure a new script, and once you've done it, you can like mention the method here, what you want to call. Basically, these scripts can be configured in the project library section, which we have seen in this part, or you can like directly code in this part. It's completely up to you. The next part is the tag change. So in the tag change, we will trigger the scripts or the methods or any logic whenever the value of the tag changes. So we want to like execute that part. So we can, if we have any requirement like that, so we can do this thing, use this tag change part. Second last would be the script message. As it says, like if we receive any script messages from the like gateway, so it will trigger this script. And the schedule, the last one. So in this, it is a like by default one. So sorry, not by default. It's just like whenever we want to run a script at a specific point of time, or any like a schedule need to run at a instance where we like want to run it like at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or we want to like do it every day. So we can like schedule it, and we just simply go to the plus sign, name the script, mark it as enabled, and over here we have like few settings, like which minute you want to trigger it. You want to trigger it every hour, go with the every hour options. If you want to trigger it every other hour, go with that. Any specific time, let's say I want to trigger this script as 3 p.m. And at 4th minute. So you can also see the timing settings in the preview part. If it needs to be run every day, you can also select the number of days from here, like which date it need to be run, every month settings, and the every weekend day settings. So it's completely up to you. Whatever your requirement is, you can set up your script settings and schedule it through this. And in the project library, as I said, in this we have like configured all the scripts which we need. Why we configured in the project library, why we configured scripts in the project library is that if we want to use any script or a process in multiple positions, so how it is a convenient way to configure in a project library and call it anywhere, wherever you want to call it. Like for example, if I am want to use color code in 2 screens, so I can just directly refer this method, copy the path, and refer it anywhere where I want to use it, basically.
From where we copied the path?
So in the script hint scope, you can see that there is a method name, hint heat map color code. So you can right click on this one and copy the path. So where you want to use it, just paste it and apply, save the changes. So then you can like directly use this method, and whatever the properties you have in this, you can access it. This is all about like the scripting. Moving on to the next module is the perspective one. Perspective ones are generally used to create any applications which will run on the like browsers or mobile phones or any tablets. So these we refer the perspective screens over here. Next will be the transaction groups. So transaction groups are like set of commands we generally create to run on the Ignition. So for that, transaction groups will be run. Moving on to the next module will be the visions. Vision is the main part where are all the windows and the templates created for that are stored. You can see that there are 3 segments in this one. First is the client event, second is the windows, and third is the templates. So first is in the client events, it is similar to the gateway events, but client events will run only on the vision. When the vision launcher is running, then it will run the scripts in that portion. Suppose if the vision is closed, then your script won't be run. But the scripts configured on the gateway events will run as normal as it is running. It's not depend whether vision launcher is running or not. It's completely on the gateway. That's why we have preferred generally like whichever the scripts we want to run automatically or every period of time. So we configure in the gateway events. It is like similar to the gateway events methods like startup, shutdown, intercept, keystrokes. So these are all the features that through which we can like create the script or use to run trigger the scripts basically. Next segment is the Windows. So in Windows, we have all the screens we created for a project. Suppose we are working on a Denmark site project. So here we have created multiple sites, multiple screens. You can see here we have overview power or overview production. So these are the scripts. These are all the screens which we ever created on this for this project. And next would be the named queries. So named queries is used to like fetch to interact with the databases basically. In here we can like create a new folder, and once we created a new folder, like I've already created one. If we refer this color code folder, you can see in this we have multiple queries written in this. If we go and check one query, so we can see the interface would be like this. It will show the settings to make it enabled and disabled. You can go to the authoring. Over here, you can like write your SQL query, MySQL query basically. Select your database connections. Select your query type. If it is like select type queries, go with the query section. If it is update type of query, go with the update query type of questions. And if you want to like test it to check whether it is working fine or not, getting the desired results, you can like go and directly check out the results from here, execute queries, and see if the results are correct or not from here in this portion.
Could you please tell about the transaction groups?
Okay, let me just finish about the reports and then we'll go to the transaction groups. Okay. So in the last module will be the report section, and through this we will create the reports generally and linked with our projects. This is all about the demo for the project browsers. Next section would be the Q&A regarding this project browser, and in the next demo video we will discuss more in deeply about the tag browser part. Okay, now we are starting with the Q&A. You are talking about the transaction groups. So transaction groups are basically if we create a new transaction groups, let's say test over here. So you can see like there are this interfaces look like that kind of thing. And if we can like execute some tags, if we want to write values to the tags, we can refer this transaction groups. And we want to like execute to multiple 2 to 3 tags, we can create the commands over here and we can refer that and we can enable it. So at the same time, all the 3 tags will get updated with that requirement. Any other questions?